Indiana, often called the Crossroads of America, is a Midwestern state with a rich blend of history, geography, culture, and industry. It borders Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, and Illinois, and its capital, Indianapolis, is a hub of commerce, sports, and culture. Known as the Hoosier State, Indiana offers a fascinating story of Native American heritage, European settlement, industrial growth, and modern-day diversity. Indiana's background is deeply rooted in its Native American past, with tribes such as the Miami, Shawnee, and Potawatomi inhabiting the land long before European settlers arrived. The state's name itself, meaning Land of the Indians, reflects this heritage. French explorers and traders were among the first Europeans to establish contact, and later, the territory became part of the United States after the Revolutionary War. Indiana was admitted to the Union on December 11, 1816, as the 19th state. Its motto, Crossroads of America, highlights its central location and the role transportation has played in shaping its identity. Geographically, Indiana is diverse. The northern part of the state features flat plains shaped by glaciers, while the southern region is more rugged, with hills and river valleys. The Ohio River forms its southern boundary, while Lake Michigan provides a northern shoreline. The Wabash River, one of the longest free-flowing rivers east of the Mississippi, cuts across the state and has inspired songs and cultural traditions. Indiana's climate is generally humid continental, with cold winters and warm summers, making it suitable for agriculture, particularly corn and soybeans in the central regions. Indiana shares borders with 4 states, Michigan to the north, Ohio to the east, Kentucky to the south, and Illinois to the west. This positioning has made it a vital transportation corridor, with major highways and railroads converging in Indianapolis. The state's nickname as the Crossroads of America is not just symbolic but practical, as it has long been a hub for trade and travel. The towns and cities of Indiana reflect its varied history and economic development. Indianapolis, the capital, is the largest city and a center for sports, business, and culture. It is home to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, famous for the Indy 500 race, and hosts professional sports teams like the Indiana Pacers and Indianapolis Colts. Other important cities include Fort Wayne, a manufacturing and cultural hub in the Northeast, Evansville, located along the Ohio River with strong ties to commerce and industry, South Bend, known for the University of Notre Dame, and Bloomington, home to Indiana University. Smaller towns such as Vincennes, one of the oldest settlements, and Madison, with its historic architecture along the Ohio River, showcase Indiana's heritage. The people of Indiana, often referred to as Hoosiers, embody a mix of Midwestern values, industriousness, and cultural pride. The state has a population of nearly 7 million, with diverse communities ranging from urban centers to rural farming towns. Indiana is known for its strong basketball culture, producing legendary players and maintaining a passion for the sport at both high school and college levels. The state also has a significant tradition in music, particularly folk and country, influenced by its rural roots. Museums and cultural institutions play a vital role in preserving and showcasing Indiana's history and creativity. The Indianapolis Museum of Art, now part of Newfields, offers extensive collections of American and European art. The Children's Museum of Indianapolis is the largest of its kind in the world, attracting families from across the nation. The Italiurg Museum highlights Native American and Western art, while the Indiana State Museum provides insights into the state's natural and cultural history. Smaller museums, such as the Studebaker National Museum in South Bend and the Auburn Cord-Duesenberg Automobile Museum in Auburn, reflect Indiana's contributions to industry and innovation. Indiana's introduction as a state is one of resilience and transformation. From its Native American roots to its role in the industrial Midwest, Indiana has continually adapted to changing times. Its geography, positioned at the heart of the nation, has made it a vital link in transportation and commerce. Its cities and towns reflect both historical depth and modern growth, while its people carry forward traditions of sports, culture, and community. Museums and cultural institutions ensure that Indiana's story is preserved and shared, offering a window into the state's past and present. Indiana remains a state where history and modernity intersect, making it a fascinating subject for exploration. Indiana is a state located in the American Midwest. It is bordered by Lake Michigan and the state of Michigan to the north, Ohio to the east, Kentucky to the south, and Illinois to the west. Indiana is known as the Crossroads of America because of its central location. The state is part of the east-central lowlands that slope downward from the Appalachian Mountains to the Mississippi River. The capital city of Indiana is Indianapolis. Founded in 1821, it officially became the state capital in 1825. Indianapolis sits on a level plain near the White River. Nearby communities include Carmel, Lawrence, and Speedway. The city's layout resembles that of Washington, D.C., with radiating streets converging on Monument Circle. Indianapolis is a hub for road, rail, and air transportation, which has boosted its commercial, financial, and industrial sectors. Besides Indianapolis, Indiana has other important cities spread across different regions. In the northern part of the state, Gary and Hammond are known for their industry. South Bend is a manufacturing city and home to the University of Notre Dame. Fort Wayne and Elkhart are also major industrial centers in the northeast. Evansville, located in the southern part of Indiana, serves areas in Kentucky and Illinois. Terre Haute is another city in the southern region with oil and coal deposits. Indiana's landscape is part of the east-central lowlands that slope from the Appalachian Mountains to the Mississippi River. The general drainage pattern is towards the south and southwest. Major rivers and lakes. Wabash River, the largest southward flowing tributary of the Ohio River, which rises in western Ohio and flows west across Indiana. White River, located in central and southern Indiana. St. Joseph River, found in northern Indiana, it meanders into Lake Michigan. Maumee River, located in the eastern part of the state, it flows northeast into Lake Erie. Many small glacial lakes dot the northern half of Indiana. Indiana has a diverse economy with a rich history in manufacturing, which was the dominant economic activity for much of the 20th century. By the early 21st century, the services sector, including trade, became the largest segment of Indiana's economy. Indiana is also a top producer of corn, soybeans, and mint. The state is one of the leading producers of hogs and dairy products. Other important livestock includes turkeys, ducks, and sheep. The steel and automotive industries are major components of the manufacturing sector. Indiana is also a leading producer of pharmaceuticals, hardwood furniture, electrical products, caskets, and mobile homes. Indiana, known as the Crossroads of America, has significantly shaped American history and culture. The state is celebrated for its rich sports traditions, most notably basketball, with the annual high school tournament, Hoosier Hysteria, captivating the state. Indianapolis is also internationally recognized for hosting the Indianapolis 500, an annual auto race that draws hundreds of thousands of spectators. Indiana has also contributed to the arts through figures like Hoagy Carmichael and Cole Porter, who wrote some of America's most popular songs. Moreover, Indiana has produced popular literature figures such as James Whitcomb Riley, Kurt Vonnegut, Jr., and Ernie Pyle. Indiana, widely known as the Hoosier State, occupies a distinctive and meaningful place within the Midwestern region of the United States. Its story is not a simple one, nor is it confined to a single narrative thread. Instead, Indiana emerges as a layered and evolving landscape shaped by geography, history, culture, and the lives of the people who have called it home across centuries. From its earliest indigenous roots to its modern identity as a hub of agriculture, manufacturing, education, and culture, Indiana reflects a broader American journey while maintaining a character that is unmistakably its own. The origins of Indiana stretch far back before European settlement, into a time when the land was inhabited by Native American tribes whose presence defined its earliest identity. Peoples such as the Miami tribe, Shawnee, and Potawatomi lived across the region, developing cultures, trade networks, and social systems that were deeply connected to the land. Rivers, forests, and plains were not merely physical features but integral parts of a living world that sustained communities and traditions. These early inhabitants shaped the region long before it became part of the expanding United States, and their influence remains an essential part of Indiana's historical narrative, even as it is often underrepresented in broader accounts. As European exploration and settlement began to reshape North America, Indiana became part of a contested frontier. Control of the region shifted between colonial powers before ultimately becoming part of the United States following the American Revolution. In the years that followed, Indiana transitioned from a frontier territory into a structured political entity, achieving statehood in 1816. This transformation marked the beginning of a new chapter, one defined by rapid growth, migration, and the establishment of communities that would form the backbone of the state's identity. Geographically, Indiana's position has always been central to its significance. It is bordered by Michigan to the north, Ohio to the east, Kentucky to the south, and Illinois to the west. The Ohio River forms a natural boundary along the southern edge, while Lake Michigan touches the northwest corner, providing access to one of the most important freshwater systems in the world. This location has made Indiana a crossroads of movement and exchange, influencing everything from trade and transportation to cultural interaction. The state's terrain itself varies from the flat, glacial plains of the north to the rolling hills and forests of the south, creating a diversity of landscapes that support different ways of life and economic activities. At the heart of Indiana lies Indianapolis, a city that encapsulates much of the state's energy and ambition. Designed with a radial layout that distinguishes it from many American cities, Indianapolis serves as both a political and cultural center. It is perhaps best known internationally for hosting the Indianapolis 500 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, an event that has become synonymous with speed, innovation, and tradition. Yet beyond motorsports, Indianapolis is home to a wide array of institutions that contribute to Indiana's cultural richness, including the Indiana State Museum and the Children's Museum of Indianapolis, the latter being the largest of its kind in the world. Beyond the capital, Indiana's cities and towns form a mosaic of communities, each with its own identity and contribution to the state's overall character. Fort Wayne stands as a testament to industrial growth and adaptation, while Evansville reflects the importance of river-based commerce and regional connectivity. South Bend, closely associated with the University of Notre Dame, represents the intersection of education, tradition, and innovation. In Bloomington, the presence of Indiana University fosters a vibrant intellectual and cultural environment, while smaller communities such as Nashville in Brown County offer artistic charm and natural beauty. The economic development of Indiana has been shaped by its natural resources, geographic position, and the ingenuity of its people. Agriculture has long been a cornerstone, with fertile soil supporting the cultivation of crops such as corn and soybeans. At the same time, Indiana emerged as a major center of manufacturing, particularly during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Cities like Gary became synonymous with steel production, contributing to the industrial strength of the nation. This dual identity as both an agricultural and industrial powerhouse has allowed Indiana to maintain economic resilience, even as global trends have shifted over time. Transportation has played a crucial role in this development, reinforcing Indiana's reputation as the crossroads of America. From early canals and railroads to modern highways and logistics networks, the state has consistently served as a hub of movement and connectivity. Its proximity to major urban centers, particularly Chicago, has further enhanced its economic significance, creating opportunities for trade, employment, and cultural exchange. Education and innovation form another vital aspect of Indiana's identity. Institutions such as Purdue University in West Lafayette have achieved global recognition, particularly in fields such as engineering and science. Purdue's association with Neil Armstrong highlights its contribution to one of humanity's most remarkable achievements, the Apollo 11 moon landing. Meanwhile, Indiana University continues to excel in the arts, humanities, and research, shaping generations of students and contributing to the state's intellectual vitality. Culturally, Indiana reflects a blend of influences that have evolved over time. The traditions of European immigrants, the heritage of African American communities, and the contributions of more recent arrivals all combine to create a diverse and dynamic society. Festivals, fairs, and sporting events play a central role in community life, bringing people together and reinforcing shared values. Basketball, in particular, holds a special place in Indiana's culture, a passion captured vividly in the film Hoosiers, which celebrates the spirit of small-town competition and determination. The arts flourish throughout the state, from the galleries of Indianapolis to the artist communities of Brown County. In towns like Nashville, creativity is woven into daily life, with artisans drawing inspiration from the surrounding landscape. Museums such as the Iteljerg Museum and the Studebaker National Museum provide insight into both cultural and industrial history, ensuring that Indiana's past remains accessible and relevant. The natural environment of Indiana adds yet another dimension to its identity. The Hoosier National Forest and Indiana Dunes National Park showcase the state's ecological diversity, offering opportunities for recreation and reflection. From forests and hills to lakes and dunes, these landscapes provide a counterpoint to urban and industrial development, reminding residents of the importance of balance and sustainability. Indiana's people have left an indelible mark not only on the state but on the world. Figures such as Abraham Lincoln, who spent formative years in the state, and Kurt Vonnegut, whose literary voice captured the complexities of modern life, illustrate the depth of talent that has emerged from Indiana. Cultural icons like Michael Jackson demonstrate the global impact of individuals whose roots lie in places like Gary. These individuals, along with countless others, reflect the potential that can emerge from Indiana's communities. At the same time, the state has faced challenges that mirror those of the broader United States. Economic shifts, particularly the decline of certain manufacturing industries, have affected cities like Gary, prompting efforts toward revitalization and renewal. Rural communities have grappled with population changes and economic pressures, while urban areas have worked to balance growth with sustainability. These challenges have required resilience and adaptability, qualities that continue to define Indiana's approach to the future. Infrastructure and urban development have evolved in response to these changing conditions. Investments in public spaces, transportation, and technology have transformed cities, while initiatives aimed at supporting rural areas seek to ensure that growth is inclusive and balanced. The development of greenways, parks, and cultural districts reflects a commitment to enhancing quality of life, creating environments where people can live, work, and connect. Looking ahead, Indiana stands at a point of ongoing transformation. Advances in technology, shifts in the global economy, and changing demographics will continue to shape its trajectory. Yet the state's strong foundation in education, community, and innovation provides a framework for navigating these changes. Institutions, businesses, and individuals all play a role in shaping the future, contributing to a dynamic and evolving narrative. In bringing together all these elements, Indiana emerges as far more than a geographic entity. It is a living story, composed of countless experiences and perspectives that together form a complex and enduring identity. Its landscapes, from farmland to forests, its cities and towns, its people and their achievements, all contribute to a rich tapestry that continues to grow and change. The journey through Indiana reveals a place where history and modernity coexist, where challenges inspire innovation, and where community remains at the heart of daily life. It is a state defined not by a single characteristic but by a combination of influences that together create something unique. As Indiana continues to evolve, it carries forward the legacy of its past while embracing the possibilities of the future, ensuring that its story remains both grounded and dynamic within the broader context of the United States. Thank you for watching this video.